Good morning, everybody. I am officially coming off amitriptyline. Right now, as we speak. Let's go back in time to my third year in university, where I was just in pain all of the time. This was back when I was misdiagnosed with fibromyalgia. If you want to know more about that, you can find my very long rant about dismissive doctors in the card above up there. I was in pain all of the time. I was pretty much using my wheelchair all of the time. Every time I left the house, it came with me. The pain that really bothered me was the stuff from the waist up, because there was not really that much I could do about it. So my rib pain was horrendous. My rib pain was by far the most painful, I don't know if I would call it debilitating, but it was just there all the time. Every single time I took a breath, it hurt. Breathing in, hurt. Breathing out, hurt. Sneezing, oh my god, don't even get me started on sneezing. Coughing, nope. Not my favourite. So that was the pain that we were trying to control, and they decided that that was probably nerve related, so they put me on amitriptyline. I'm not going to go into the pharmacology of amitriptyline because, to be honest, neuroscience really isn't my area of expertise, and I'm not going to pretend that I understand it, and I definitely don't understand it enough to teach it to somebody else. Amitriptyline is an antidepressant which, in low doses, so around 10 to 25 milligrams, can be used to treat nerve pain and chronic pain and just help you sleep through your pain better. Let's just jump right into starting it, shall we? It made me feel like dog shit when I first started it. I was a zombie, so my partner at the time was staying with me, and the first night on 10 milligrams of amitriptyline, it's a tiny little blue pill. How much chaos can that little pill cause? A lot. It can cause a lot. I was asleep pretty quickly. And then in the morning my alarm clock went off, and apparently, I don't remember this at all, but apparently I woke up, growled, said absolutely not, and went back to sleep. And then I woke up at something like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But that was relatively normal. If you speak to anybody that started on amitriptyline that didn't have, really bad side effects, that is generally normal, because the way it works is it does knock you out a bit. My first night on that, my body was adjusting to it, and I slept a lot. And I think that was in part because I had not been sleeping well. It's hard to sleep when it hurts to breathe. You take it in the evening. I took it around at 8, 9 o'clock, and then it was fine. I stopped being so much of a zombie. I could actually wake up to my alarm clock, and it was good. I think it was like day 3 or day 4. I woke up and I sat up and I took a breath in, and it didn't hurt. And I remember being really emotional because that was like the most freeing thing. It really worked wonders. It turned me into a little bit of a zombie. I had to do some math. So I found the best way to be able to wake up when you were on amitriptyline is to take the medication 12 hours before you, at least 12 hours before you need to be awake. So I generally needed to be awake at about 8 o'clock, so I took my medication at 8. And I kept taking my medication at 8, even when I didn't have to get up at 8 anymore, because it was just routine, and it was a nice sort of time to take it, and it ensured that I wouldn't sleep through until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So in the early days, generally, it was great for my pain. I had very few side effects, and then the pain started to creep back a little bit. So I went back to my doctor, and she said, okay, you're on the 10 milligram dose, this is quite common, take 25 milligrams. So I did, and taking the 25 milligrams was absolutely fine. I was a little bit of a zombie again for about the first week while my body adjusted to it. But I kept everything the same, and then it just sort of evened itself out. And I was not pain-free, but the pain in my ribs was pretty much gone, and it really helped me sleep and keep my pain sort of bearable. Long-term side effects, I guess. I did have to make some sacrifices to be able to take amitriptyline, and that sacrifices makes it sound really bad, but it really didn't mix well with alcohol. I was already sober at this point, but on the occasion that I fancied just a little bit, so like a glass of wine at Christmas or, you know, just a little drink at my friend's wedding, it made me feel so nauseous, and we've spoken about it before, me and nausea are not friends. Nausea causes anxiety, anxiety causes nausea, bad. Bad, bad, bad. So I was unable to drink at all, which, you know, is fine. But if you really enjoy going out and having a drink, if that is one of your social hobbies, it's something to be aware of. While I was on amitriptyline, my brain fog was pretty bad, but I've always had brain fog pretty bad. I think it made it a bit worse. Like on the days when my brain fog was bad, it was so much worse. It's hard to really know which thing was causing my brain fog, whether it was the amitriptyline or whether it was the chronic illnesses or the fatigue or just being in pain all the time. Generally, it was okay. Fast forward to a couple of months ago, and I was reading some of the long-term side effects, because when you start a medication you generally read the side effects that you're likely to experience when you start the drug, and then, you know, it will even itself out and you'll be okay if you stick with it. You don't generally read the long-term side effects, and also when you have brain fog and some issues with memory, they don't always stay in your head. So reading it, I found that amitriptyline long-term can increase brain fog, which I didn't want, and it can cause these things called hypnopumpic hallucinations, or what's the other one? There's two types of sleep-related hallucinations. One is when you're about to drift off to sleep, and the other is when you wake up. And I was starting to have the unfortunate hallucination of spiders. I don't like spiders. Nobody likes hallucinating. Nobody likes hallucinating spiders. It was just not really my favourite, but I don't know what I pegged it down to. But it turns out amitriptyline can cause those, and I wanted to very much not have those anymore. And so because of the side effects and some reasons you're going to hear in a minute, I decided I would like to come off amitriptyline and just see what happened. So let's just go to past me for a minute. Good morning everybody. I am officially coming off amitriptyline. Right now, as we speak. Throughout my life with pain, I have never really had the opportunity to just sit and be in pain and to just work on coping with pain. Largely because I got ill when I was very young. I say very young. I got ill when I was young, I was in school. I couldn't just take the time to sit and be in pain and to take the time to like work on just this is my life now. It was always like, oh, you've got GCSEs, oh, you've got A-levels, you've got to go to school every day and you've got to revise, you've got to do these things. Then it was uni, very much the same, and then my masters, very much the same. But now I'm finding it hard to find a job, not going to lie, and also we're in lockdown right now. So what better time to sit and learn how to cope with being in pain, or to just get used to it and not have to worry about doing everything else and overcoming pain. I can just sit and exist. And also I've been on amitriptyline for so long that I'm not sure what my actual base pain levels are. So today is day 3 with no amitriptyline whatsoever. Experiences so far, I've been quite tired because amitriptyline helps you sleep. And if you come off amitriptyline, you will struggle to sleep for the first couple of days, and that is where I've been. Pain is obviously higher because I'm not on a painkiller, but I can't tell whether this level of pain is my base level of pain or whether it's just withdrawal. So coming off such a low dose of amitriptyline, I'm not really going to have a withdrawal syndrome kind of effect, but my body will notice it not being there. But so far, so good. I don't feel horrendous, I don't feel brilliant, but I don't feel horrendous. I've had a couple of headaches, but dealt with that. Sciatic nerve pain, sort of shooting pains down my legs, horrible. Growing pain type things in my legs, not my favourite, not brilliant, but getting there. I slept okay last night. Well, I slept last night. We'll go with that. So far so good. See you the next time I pick up the camera to talk about this, I guess. Bye. I've been on amitriptyline now for a couple of months. Unbeknownst to me, it was treating some vertigo that I didn't know I had, which was fun. But generally, I've had a little bit of improvement in my brain fog. I can now enjoy a drink socially, which is nice. I haven't hallucinated spiders in a very long time, which is honestly really nice. If you've watched my cardiac memo results, you will have heard a mention of a thing called lung QT syndrome. There was no evidence of that in my ECG, which is absolutely fantastic, and I'm very happy about that, but I do have a family history of it, and doing some research, it turns out that amitriptyline can cause or worsen or trigger lung QT syndrome in people who are prone to get it. So even though there was no evidence of it, it's really nice to just not be on a drug that could possibly trigger it. Do I feel better for coming off of amitriptyline? Yes. How is my pain, you may ask? It's a mixed bag. It's no longer like completely controlled and on the same level as it was, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was when I started amitriptyline, so I don't think I need to be on it anymore to control the levels of pain that I'm in. My ribs haven't hurt since, which is really good. It's nice that that pain has gone away. I don't know what caused it. Nobody will really say, because nobody really cared to look into it. They blamed it on fibro, which I didn't have, which is now really interesting to find out what was causing it. But amitriptyline got me through what I needed to get through. It got me through university twice. It got me back doing sports, because I am actually quite a sporty person, as it turned out, and all of my friends from back home would never say that about me, but turns out I like sport and I like being active. So it enabled me to play wheelchair basketball while I was in university. It enabled me to coach. That was fun. It enabled me to not just live in a pit of pain. Coming off of it has allowed me to, as I've said, just sit and learn what my pain levels are and how to deal with them when I don't have to focus on anything else. I think going to university with chronic pain contributed to how bad my pain actually was, because I was stressing about pain was getting in the way, so I was stress, and stress can aggravate chronic pain, as we all know. So now I don't have that, I can just sit and be in pain and it's completely fine. Any downsides to coming off of it? Not really. Do I recommend anybody tries it? If you're offered it by a doctor, try it, give it a go, because I know my experience isn't universal, but the positive impact it made on my life makes me want to just suggest that you try it if that's what your doctors are suggesting. If it doesn't work well, there can be other medications, but overall it's definitely worth a go, just in case it can have the same benefit for you that it did for me. So yeah, that's my experience with amitriptyline. I hope this has sort of been helpful. Sorry, it's just another sit down and talk of me just saying, this is what happened. I started it before I started a YouTube channel, so I couldn't really do the interactive thing that I usually do when I start medication, and because I mentioned it in a video already, I just wanted to talk about it and the fact that I'm not taking it anymore. Let me know how you got on with amitriptyline down in the comment section below, or if you have any other questions that I have not answered, as always. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Videos go up every Saturday at 6 PM UK time, with at least one bonus video every single month. That's all for now, folks. See ya!